Divanshu. Am I audible? Tell me in the comments if I am audible. Good evening, everyone. Hello. I can see a lot of people here. Some could not attend the previous session, I believe. Yes, that's great. So I hope you also gone through the brain freezing puzzles. The last set there was a problem in the numbers written. जहाँ 3 है वहाँ पे उसके आगे ना 1 नहीं है, 1 को चेंज करना पड़ेगा. Anyways, so let's start. LRDI Masterplan. So first thing you need to understand is paper pattern and question types. I did a very similar session for quants as well, in which the format was majorly same. The pattern, the question types, how are they? So I'll give you a detailed analysis of last 3 years. By the way, last year 2 questions extra came up in LRDI exam. Before that was 20 questions only, now it is 22. Syllabus and weightage, relevant sources for practice, how to approach this section, right time to start time-based practice or test. So this is the agenda of today's session. These 5 things will be covering up, and I'm also taking on some queries. Right, yeah, Shravani, I'll just tell that. Let's start. First thing first, paper pattern and question types. Starting with CAT 2022. So here we had 20 questions within 40 minutes, 4 set of 5 questions each, and the paper pattern was moderate to difficult. Statistically, CAT 23, it was same. Everything was same. So these two were almost same in terms of difficulty level, and same in terms of the pattern, the number of questions, the time given to you. Now CAT 24, it was a curveball, it was shocker. So they had 22 questions, and now there were 5 sets in total. See, here we had 4 sets throughout. From last 6 sets, we had 4 sets. They gave 5 sets. 2 sets had 5 questions each, and 3 sets had 4 questions each, which makes a total of 22 questions. It was easy to moderate. Paper was easy to moderate, but at the very same time, the kind of score that the people have got, that hasn't changed much. The reason is simple, because it was shocker for all the people. Earlier 20 questions, now it's 22 questions. So you have more sets to choose in. People who had proper preparation here, those guys were able to manage their time really well. So when you have 5 sets, tell me something, would that create increased difficulty level, or will it reduce it? I think it will reduce it. The reason is simple. Let's say in these 4 sets, you understand 2 sets completely, but 2 sets, the other 2 sets, you have 0 idea about, okay? The thing is, in these 2 sets, you might be able to solve not all the questions, or maybe solve all the questions. Here, a lot of things were there. You could have attempted here, you could have, understood at least 3 sets, which gives you an extra edge. So I think somehow having more sets makes the paper easier. Yeah, Tharv, let's do that together. Is that clear? RC dashboard Eon is enough. Yeah. So do you agree to me that if we have more sets, we have more choices, and if we have more choices, we are able to choose more sets, isn't it? So and all the sets will be of different types. So obviously we'll have better. If we prepare better, it will be a great idea for us. And somehow I believe the CAT will repeat this pattern again. Okay, now the syllabus and important topics. In data interpretation, data, what is data? Any fact, figure, any variable, that is data. And we need to interpret that. So data interpretation. Data can be given in various forms. Can be tables. So tables, when I say tables, Tables are basically a group of rows and columns, right? So here they'll be giving you data in tabular form and you need to solve questions on that. Then you have line and bar graphs. So line graphs and bar graphs. Line graphs looks like this. We have seen that, right? And the bar graphs, bar graphs, they look like this or sometimes like this also. Basically, these are column graphs and these are bar graphs. Bars are horizontal and columns are vertical. Pie charts. This is something which is, my, like if you remember, on Sunday I took a toppers meet. The toppers meet, after the meet was over, there were students who were, we were sitting and discussing things. So the student Aman Ehtesham, he asked me, sir, how do you get to know what needs to be done upon looking up a data set, like what needs to be done? Which kind of, if you tabulate data, how do you tabulate that? So what I told him, see, in general world, academically, we see tables a lot, isn't it? Like you must be seeing a lot of tables everywhere. Table matlab kursi मेज वाला table नहीं, not that, but tables, the column and graphs like this, There's something which we see in academia a lot in the books, be it physics, chemistry, accounts, whatever. And the most common shape that we see is circle, isn't it? So when I try to represent data, I will be choosing either the table or the pie chart. Pie chart is a circle. In that circle, there are sectors. Okay. So as you know, that a circle, the angle around the center is 360 degrees. 360 degrees. So if I want to represent, data, let's say 5 data elements in this way, there are 2 ways to do that. One is through percentages, and other is through degrees. Degrees is not that common. This is very common. So let's say this is 90 degrees. What does that mean? 90 degrees. What does that mean? How do you calculate that to transform that to percentage? Just by dividing 90 with 360 and then multiplying with 100. That will give you 25%. Is that clear? So they can give you in various formats. You always have to pay a lot of attention to the units that have been used. I have also seen in some cases that the half of data element was given in the terms of angles and the others were in the terms of percentages. That also I have seen. By the way, we humans academically are more attached towards the percentage, not towards the degrees, isn't it? Who talks in degrees? Nobody does. The percentage, we talk it every day. Kitna chance hai? 50% chance hai. We say that, right? So pie chart is something very familiar with us. So if I want to represent data, I'll be doing in this way. And let's say if I want to jot down data, note down data, I'll be using majorly tables and some cases pie charts as well. So that is the kind of, the thinking that goes on in the minds of humans. Miscellaneous charts. When I say miscellaneous, I'll tell you what does that mean. And DI-based puzzles. DI-based puzzles. So there can be puzzles which are, okay, by the way, have you guys gone through, if you have taken admission, I created a module called LRDI Inception. Have you seen that? Yeah. LRDI Inception. There was a question that I had made, and in that question there were 100 people who were standing around a circle, and the first person had a gun in his hand. Okay, we will discuss that. Let's discuss that set. Okay, so they were not available yet, Granthik. Anyways, so I'm just discussing a set over there. That is a proper DI-based puzzle, quant-based puzzle. So, anyways, I just discussed one set which was made, I made that set. I got inspiration from a movie which had, shootouts. You know what is that? Russian roulette or Spanish shootout, Mexican shootouts. So the first person, so there's 100 people and they had chest numbers. Chest number 1, chest number 2, chest number 3, and there were 100 people like that. All right. Chalo, in the dashboard, there's LRD Inception. You can go through that. But by the way, let's discuss this set. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on till 100. So the first person had a gun. And he would kill the second person and pass the gun to third person. Third will kill the fourth person, pass the gun to the fifth person. So basically, all the people are killing the people next to them and passing on to the next one. Is that clear? Mexican standoff, sab tak yes. So in Mexican standoff, everybody has a gun, but here there's only one gun. So this keeps on happening, you know. So I will be killing the person next to me, passing the gun to the next one, and this keeps on happening. So in the first round, half of people will be killed. All the people who are even numbered, who have chest number as even numbers, they'll be killed. Yes or no? Priyanka, you asked the question. Is that right? So the first round, when it completes, there are odd number of people left. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, till 99. Is that right? Now, in the end of the... So I'm just explaining the set to you. The question was, who will be remaining in the end? That was the question. So I'll just explain the set to you. So the 99th person, when he gets the gun, he kills the 100th one and then passes on the gun to the first person again. It's cyclic, right? The circle doesn't have an end point or a starting point. Priyanka, I'll have to check that with the tech team, that why they're unlocked. I'll just check that, don't worry. Well, so 99th person, if you can imagine, he will kill the 100th person, he will shoot him, and then pass the gun to the first one. This first one will now kill the third one in the second round and pass it to the fifth one. So now people who will be at a distance of 4 units will be left. 1, 4, 9, 13, 17, 21. Do you get that? This keeps on happening until one last person is left. Okay? All of you got the question? Do you want me to discuss this? Or do you want to practice it? Well, let us do one thing. Before going further on the syllabus and this is an interesting set, so I think we should discuss that once. What do you think? I need a blank slide over here. Let me do that. New slide. Here I have a... okay, I just duplicate this. No. Duplicate, and here I can just clear this off. Everything is getting cleared. Don't worry. Let's do this. Okay. This weekend, BHGVY, I think I told you yesterday also the same thing. So let's practice this set before going on to the further important topics. So in the first round, these are the people, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on, 99, 100. So second one gets killed, third gets the gun, fourth gets killed, fifth gets the gun, and so on. This happens. And this keeps on happening until one person remains. Who will be that person? Can you tell me? Anyone? So let me, if I write these things in round 1, who's are the people who will be getting left? Let us, try to write that stuff over here. Let's see how many rounds do we have. Okay. So, after the first round gets over, I'm writing the people who will be surviving after the first round gets over. That will be 1, 3, 5, 7 till 99. Is that right? The second round will be 1, 5, 9, 13. Now, can you tell me who will be the last person here? So there lies the problem. Why this set becomes difficult. People are saying the first one remain. Nandini says 95 will remain. Let's see. Yeah, Riyanka, I can repeat that. The question is, there are 100 people standing in a circle. First one has a gun. First one kills every person will kill the person next to them and pass on to the next one. So first one kills second one, passes the gun to third one, third kills the fifth one, passes the gun to the next one, and so on. So these are the guys who will remain in the first round. The second round, so 99th person gets the gun at the end of round one. He kills the 100th and passes the gun to first. First kills the third one, passes to fifth. Who will be remaining? Atharv says 99th. You sure? Atharv says 99th. So, how this question becomes difficult? People say 1, I know why I was saying 1, because you felt it's such an easy question, isn't it? But the problem lies is that we do not really know who will be left in the end. For that we need to do some mathematical formulation. इतना आसान नहीं कि 1 तुमने बोल दिया. How do we get that? Who will be remaining? Atharv says 99. By the way, you can keep on, if you do it in mind, it will take a lot of time. You'll keep on doing it and a lot of time will be wasted. We need to derive some kind of mathematical formulation. That is the reason this comes under DI based puzzle. Hacked it says 97. Ajay Oze says 97. Ajay Oze, that's a great, you kind of derived it. Tell me something. Can I say people who are left in the first round, they are of the form 2n minus 1? Yes or no? And how many people remained here? 50 people remained here. Right? 2n minus 1. So if I put n as 1, I'll get 1. If I put n as 2, I'll get 3, and so on. Do you understand this or not? Tell me, be quick. Looks good? So I write 2n minus 1, I'm starting n with 1. Right? Now, this one, can I say this is of the form 4n minus 3? Yes or no? 4n minus 3. You put n as 1, you'll get 4 into 1 minus 3, the first person. If you put n as 2, 4 2s are 8 minus 3 is 5, and so on. Looks good? And here we'll have 25 people remaining. आधा तो हो जाएगा हर बार. So 4 into 25 is 100 minus 3 is 97. It will be 97th, not the 99th. You get that right? So this is where, the real challenge lies. Neha, which part? Just making a mathematical formulation through which I'm able to find out which people are remaining. N is natural numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Okay. Show me key, of course, I will do that. But do you get how I calculate 4n minus 3? You might be surprised how I'm calculating that. Today I'll tell you a very nice, beautiful technique for that. Pay attention, watch carefully. 159, that is something which, we can obviously guess. Look at the differences between these numbers. What's the difference? Is it 4? Isn't it? The difference is 4. Yes or no? Here it is 2. Yes or no? So the moment you find the difference, that is 4 here, just write 4n. That should be in your mind. The moment you write 4n, then you put n as 1. If you put n as 1, what do you get? You will get 4. But it should be 1 in the real sequence. तो ये 1 इस 4 से कितना कम है? 3 कम है. 3 कम है. So that is why I put a minus 3 over there. That is the correct logic of doing it. Similarly here, the difference is 2. Let's write 2n. The moment I put n as 1, I get 2 into 1 as 2. But here I need 1. 1 is 1 less than 2. So that is how you get the exact general term for any kind of series like this. Looks good? So you know, this question is difficult in many levels. A lot of people thought that 99th person will be remaining after the second round, but that did not actually happen. Yes or no? Is that clear? Okay, now you need to keep in mind that 97th person remained, then he must have killed 99th. 97, my voice is breaking, is it for everyone? Let me change the mic. Neha, you get it? Is my voice better now? Because now I have two microphones attached to my collar. No Digvijay, no. Is it okay now? Alekhya, well done. 73 is the correct answer. Okay, 4n minus 3. Now, 97th would have killed 99th and handed the gun back to first one. Circle mein, the first one killed the fifth one, handed to ninth one, ninth to 13th one, handed to 17th one. So now we get the pattern. What's the pattern here? The gap is of 8 units. So I'll write 8n. Once I put 8n, 25 remaining, Ajay. This is after the second round. When I put 8n, I put n as 1, 8 into 1 is 8. Here we have 1. Let's subtract 7 from it. 8n minus 7. And the problem is, 25 का आधा तो 12.5 होता है. So 12 बचेंगे या 13 बचेंगे? That is the problem here. How many will be remaining? नहीं, कोई बात नहीं, कंफ्यूज कोई बात नहीं. तो बता रहा हूँ, एग्जाम्पल दे रहा हूँ कैसे सेट्स आते हैं. Don't worry. That is the LRDI inception, which you can watch and everything will be fine. Okay? So, I will leave it over here and that becomes your homework. Tell me in the comments who will be remaining in the end. Okay? Just practice it on your own now. Neha, you can also do that. Practicing. Looking at the first 2 steps that I did. After that, if you get the answer, it's great. If you don't get the answer, it's not a bad thing. Cool. The answer should be 73 in the end. This is the person who will be left. All right. Granthik should be 17, not 15. 15 तो पहले ही मर चुका है after first round. Okay. So these are the puzzles which are DI based in nature. Well, miscellaneous charts. How does it look like? So basically there are चारों 13 होंगे, 13 after third round. Okay, so miscellaneous charts. So here if you have something like this, let's say this is a column graph, that is how data is represented. मान लो यहाँ लिखा है, अच्छा ये समझ में आ रहा है? Manish, in the previous, yeah, I'll discuss that. In a class where I'll be discussing the academic details, I'll be discussing all the problems because I have one more class planned of academics. I'm just giving you homework so that you get kind of practice on something. So let's say in 2001, 2002, 2003, data is given. Okay, a company manufactures certain things. Let's say it manufactures mobile phones and computers. So this whole, let's say this is 100, this is 70, this is 50. Okay, all right. So they will give it like this. They might shade it this way, and this way, and they will write that the horizontal represents mobile phones, the vertical things they represent personal computers, and the This diagonal things, the slanting things, they represent, let's say, SIM cards. So, if I ask you in this, it's not just one data which is given to you. There are three different data sets. One is mobile phones, that is personal computers, third is SIM. Right? Piyush, arithmetic till time, speed and distance. Okay. So, if I ask you how many mobile phones have they manufactured in 2001? How many? How many mobile phones have they manufactured in 2001? And also tell me how many personal computers have they manufactured in 2001? These are miscellaneous kind of charts. It's a column graph, but it is known as stacked column graph. With one column graph, we have three different things. It's stacking. 50, that's right. And how many personal computers? Tell me in the comments. Mobile phones का कितना है, personal computers कितना है, SIM कितने हैं, SIM cards कितने हैं? 50 mobiles and 50 units of mobile phones. Then Charu says 70 of PC, but no, it should be 20. Okay? So 70 to 50 is just 20. So there are 20 PCs, 170 is 30. 30 SIM cards. Is that clear? This is known as stacked column graph. So the data can be represented in various different ways. Ananya is not 50, 70, 100. It's 50, 20, 30. Clear? So that is how they can represent data. That's a possibility. This miscellaneous graph. There are various other kind of graphs that they will be talking about, and we'll do it one by one in the real life classes. So it's all about the way data has been represented, and based on those data elements, there will be questions asked. The questions can be on calculation, the percentage growth, a lot of things can be there. Clear? Okay. Now coming to logical reasoning part of it. In logical reasoning, there can be various things. I took a class on that as well. Linear arrangements, circular arrangements. So when we make people sit in a straight line, did you attend that class? It's a linear arrangement. When I make people sit in around a circle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say 5 people are sitting over there. That is circular arrangement. The difference is that in linear arrangement, you can actually predict the position of people. Right? So I can say that this is second from the left, isn't it? This is second from the right, or fourth from the left. But in circular arrangement case, can you predict the position? Where is he? Is he second, third, fourth? We don't really know. So in this case, we will be telling the position with respect to some other guy. So that is what the difference is between linear and circular arrangements. That's great, Abhishek. Is that clear? Okay. Now, Venn diagrams. These are the ways they will ask you the questions. Okay, we're not doing the questions today. I'm just telling you how data is represented. Venn diagrams. Venn diagram, some people like Anushka and some of her classmates, batchmates must have done this. I did that in the live class. Venn diagrams wherein we represent elements in circles and rectangles. Let's say this is set A, this is set B, and in set A the elements were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in set B the elements were 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, if you look at this part, which is common to A and B, the things common to A and B are 3, 4, 5, let's 3, 4, 5 here. And only in A is 1, 2, only in B is 6, 7. Is that clear? That is how Venn diagrams are made. There's a most fundamental thing that I have told you, that based on this there can be questions which can actually blow your mind. Do you remember that Venn diagram optimization? Yeah, Shikhar. Yeah, that can also be done, direction wise. Some people are facing north, some are facing south. Those things can be done. We'll discuss that in the classes. But right now you need to understand what all things, how questions are made. Is that cool? You got the basic idea of Venn diagrams? Then comes roots and networks. Roots and networks. So it's like, they will, I'll just give an example. Let's say they will, okay. Let's say we have Romeo. I'm just making an example. Romeo is here and Juliet is here. Obviously they want to meet. Okay. So, what happens? Romeo is in, let's say, he is in Sydney. Alright, and Juliet is in Svalbard. Svalbard is in Norway, the island. Okay, Sydney to Svalbard. Alright. Shavani, you can get one set out of it. So what happened? Romeo wants to meet Juliet. And I think I will do it in a blank page. Yes. So this is Romeo. Okay, here we have Juliet. Romeo is in Sydney. Juliet is in Svalbard. So from Sydney, Romeo can go to Pondicherry, okay, via two different ships. Clear? Dev, this weekend. Okay. Or Romeo can go to, let's say, Cape Town via one sea route. Or Romeo can also go to, let's say, Mexico via one sea route. Routes and networks. All right. And after that, from Pondicherry, he can take a flight to Heathrow. Okay. From Mexico, he can take a flight to Oslo, which is capital of Norway. From Cape Town, he can take a flight to Mexico or to Heathrow. Okay. And after that, from Heathrow to Oslo, and from Oslo to Svalbard via a ship. So this is a proper, an example that I gave in front of you, the routes and the networks. So they can ask you, in how many ways can Romeo meet Juliet? Getting it? Do you get that? Shubham, take computer based. Is that clear? Now, how they will, create difficulties in this set. They will say, what they will do? They will say, while going to Sydney to Cape Town, there is a ship of pirates. Okay? A ship of pirates. Ship of pirates, which can loot him. Okay, and in the month of July to October, they are very much active. So they can, they can give different conditions over here. They put in conditions, and that is how an entire set can be made complex. Do you understand? I'll just give you an example. There can be various ways in which, so essentially, the routes and networks talk about things like this. When there are routes to somewhere, when there are steps after steps to complete some task, some line processing units, some traffic rules. There can be a city given to you in the map. In that city, they'll be telling you how many circles are there, T points, roads, all that stuff will be given to you. And based on that, you will be answering the given questions. Is that clear? ठीक है. And then they will or they can also say one thing, that the route to Mexico, is closed due to some oil spillage in the month of August. तो पूछेगा तुमसे वो कि जुलाई से अक्टूबर में वहां जाने के कितने तरीके बन सकते हैं. So all these things can be done. Divijay, it does. But you got the idea. I just created a set, and in next 10 minutes I can create an entire LR set based on routes and networks, totally fresh, uninspired from anywhere, and now you get the idea. So basically what I tend to do in the LRDI sessions, that I want you to understand how questions are made. We can obviously solve some questions, but if we can I'll do an exercise every frequently, in which we'll be making questions together, and that is how you can actually understand what goes on inside the brain of a question creator. Cool. Clocks and calendar, Shikhar, not the part of CAT. They can be asked in other management exams, in MAT, etc. Well, quant-based puzzles, I told you one, and games and tournaments. So there can be two kinds of games. One is a knockout, other is a round robin. Knockout tournaments are there, round robin tournaments are there. Okay, so they will give you the data of some kind of match, and they will say, in knockout what happens, the player or the team which loses is knocked out. They won't be playing the next match. In round robin, everybody plays a match against everybody, like in IPL. Okay, so in round robin, they'll be also telling you that, okay, for the winning, there are 3 marks, 3 points. For the losing, there is 0 points. And for draw, there is 1 point. So 1.5 points. This can be rules can be there based on round robin tournament. In knockout, they can give you, let's say there are 128 players who ranked from 1 to 128. They're playing against each other. And something happened that the player who was the best one lost against the worst one. So all these conditions can be made to make a proper set of games and tournaments. चारों blood relation question CAT में नहीं आते, but other exams में आ सकते हैं. Shubham, why not paper based? Because all the papers majorly are online, so you need to experience that online environment. That's the reason. Is that cool? Got it? Knockout, round robin. I gave you an idea. So these are the kind of topics that will be studying, and apart from that, as I told you, which I have not done earlier in my life and is not being done anywhere, that that you and I will be creating questions together. Would you like that exercise? Yashika, critical reasoning, it comes in form of reading comprehension passages. Yes, Shikhar, on non-clinical classes, that topics will be covered. Would you like that? If I we can make the sets together, which will obviously be helpful to you in understanding the psyche of an examiner. Chalo. I think we did that exercise, Anushka, if you remember, in the last one of the sessions, didn't we? Ashish, we are creating more studios. That's the reason. Well, let's go to the papers of last few years. CAT 22. In slot 1, there was one set of games and tournaments. Someone asked, what's the weightage of, I think Radha asked that, weightage of Venn diagrams and other things. Let's see that. One set of games and tournaments were asked in slot 1. One of Venn diagram, one was quant-based puzzle, one was roots and network. In slot 2, one was selection and distribution, one was roots and network, one was Venn, one was tables and graphs. Slot 3, tables and graphs के 2 sets थे, one was arrangement, one was ranking puzzle. Anushka, exactly. Well, now CAT 23. In slot 1, there were 2 sets on puzzles. One was on arrangement, one was quant-based puzzles. In slot 2, 2 miscellaneous puzzles, which were not in any topic. 2 were quant-based puzzles. In slot 3, 1 distribution puzzle, 1 roots and networks, and 2 quant-based puzzles. You can see, they do not repeat things. CAT 24, we had 5 sets. Abhishek, is that so? I can't see you. Slot 1, 2 data interpretation puzzles. two DI sets. One was Venn diagram, one games and tournaments, one was con-based puzzle. Slot 2, one Sudoku puzzle. So yesterday, someone was asking me, Sudoku kahan se aata hai cat mein? Why are you doing that? So I told you, right? There was one Sudoku puzzle in the slot 2 last year, and 3 DI sets and 1 distribution puzzles. Slot 3, we had 2 DI sets, 1 roots and network, 2 quant-based puzzles. I like you to look at this for a minute. You can take the screenshot, maybe note it down, so that you understand that what all things, how CAD is creating questions. Atharva, I think I took one of slot 2, didn't I? Slot 1 or 3 कर सकते हैं, Atharva, right? We can do that. Thanks, Manish. क्या है ना कि every year that we keep on evolving. Like you might doing something, you keep on evolving every year. So last year I did something. Today, this year I feel like okay, let's do something which will make students clear about what things happen while creating a question. Okay, so I hope you noted this down, the weightage and the topics which were asked in last 3 years, and I can also provide details about what was asked in the 3 years before that. Okay, relevant sources of practice, how to practice all these things. Someone asked me that. The first is previous year questions from 2017 to 2024. Why I picked these years? Because those were the years in which the IEMs actually they kind of gave out their paper out in the open. Which obviously it helps. See, there was a question, on Sudoku last year. So this is something, and last year I was telling my students, keep on solving Sudoku. No one listened to me, except a few. They were like, ठीक है सर बोल रहे हैं, हर कोई बोलता होगा, तो Sudoku क्या ही करेंगे, कुछ और कर लेते हैं. And the paper was over. Some people who actually solved Sudokus thanked me. सर आपने बोला था, हमने कर लिया, आपकी बात मान ली और कर लिया. कई लोग नहीं कर पाए. So trusting in the process is very important. Samyak, okay. Remind me that and I'll do that. So you can post it on the Facebook group that you want this session to. I'll take a session. I'll do that. PYQs 1724, and you can get that in on the iQuanta dashboard. It's a free resource also. Those who are not a part of iQuanta, just go to the website and look at there. The thing is, previous year questions are available everywhere. You Google it out and get the idea. But what we did on the iQuanta's website, we have uploaded it as a mock. You get that? So basically you can solve the questions in terms of in a timed environment, which will be looking like a mock exam. So that will be great. I would recommend solving the first 2 years without the timed environment, and after that you can take it as a mock also. Not right now, but it will be 2 months down the line. Digvijay, chess, 2000, I think some years back, there's a question on chess also, but right now they don't ask questions on chess. The reason is simple, because people, not all people know about the rules of chess. So they don't ask it anymore, but obviously it helps. It makes your mind, really intelligent. It grows your mind. But at the very same time, chess can be kind of very much addictive. So you need to balance that out. Otherwise, you'll be solving chess, doing chess only, and not solving the sets. That can be harmful. But it happened with me also. As a teenager, I used to play chess a lot, and it helped. It was like one of my friends, we were playing, and we played for 3 days without any result. We became so good in that. So basically, we started at, let's say after the school, we came back at 3 p.m., kept on playing that till 11 p.m., slept. Next day, went to school, came back, again started playing. So it's very addictive. So if you can handle that addiction, you should play like 30 minutes a day. हाँ शिवाली, वही बता रहा हूँ मैं, कहाँ solve करें. That is dashboard and assignments. So you have the access to it. In the dashboard, all the topics are given, topic wise they have given it, and assignments also. And for LRDI specifically, on the YouTube channel, you go and type the LRDI master. The LRDI master. So in this, there are a lot of sets on different topics. It's a proper series, 12 minutes, 11 minutes, 8 minutes, and so on. It's a sequence. If you're traveling somewhere, you want to watch something on YouTube, just watch this. And this will be giving you a lot of details. Clear? Shomiki, yes. Once you go delay is fine. This is free, right? This is free, yeah. Mocks and sectionals. So solve full length mocks. Sectional mocks are very important for this LR practice, but do this after you have seen. So this is in the order of importance. First is this. They should be seen first, then this, then this. Then any relevant YouTube playlist which I have given you over here. All right. So there is an example at iQuanta YouTube channel. Is that cool? Digvijay, really? That happens? Yashika, they can be solved again. Anushka, I read your comment that you like all sorts of sports. I know that. Now, how to approach this section? How to approach? Well, how to approach this question? This section is, is a great question in itself. And to answer this question, we require certain things. What do we require? We require to do things that I have mentioned till now. Okay, you may have finished that LRDI master playlist first of all. Then you go to the PYQs, do all of it. Automatically, you will find a pattern, find a sequence or a plan, a strategy. Because strategies are not universal in nature. What helps me might not be useful to you. But anyways, having a universal average that what has to be done to approach this section, the first thing first, getting the logic clear. The logic clear. Now, how to get the logic clear? What is logic? What exactly is logic? In our constitution, they talked about people keeping a scientific acumen, isn't it? Have you read the constitution, or at least the preamble of constitution? If you remember that, as school kids, we all were taught that. Right? Shivali, yes. Crosswords, word games, they help. Course में iQuanta की books की soft copy नहीं मिलती, hard copy मिलती है. But on dashboard, we have a lot of material in the soft copy format. So getting the logics clear. First thing is, they talked about solving a few puzzles from these books, Puzzles to Puzzle You by Shakuntala Devi. Do not solve everything. Just solve what you can in next 2 to 3 weeks. Then the George Summers puzzles. I will help you in that. Probably I will start a playlist in which I'll be discussing these. So these are for the basics, fundamentals of logic. You won't get a set out of this, right? But what is relevant more to CAT is this book, George Summers puzzle. Okay, logic. Then solving a Sudoku. One every day. Start from easy, then solve easy for 3 days, then go to moderate, then go to difficult. That is the logical. And the other thing is having a logical perspective, which even our constitution talks about. When I say logical perspective, what does that mean? A lot of people have, when they listen to something or when they try to analyze something, sometimes they do logical fallacy. What's the most logical fallacy which I have seen in my life around me? What you have seen, tell me. What I have seen mostly, like a very important thing which people, students tell me. They are like, sir, आप तो जल्दी कर ही लेंगे मैथ्स को या LRDI को या VRC क्वेश्चंस को, आप तो पढ़ाते हो, आप तो कर ही लोगे. That's the logical fallacy. I tell them, मैं जल्दी कर लेता हूँ इसीलिए पढ़ाता हूँ. Okay, so you know what? Cause precedes effect. Cause will come first. You know what people do? Logical fallacy is people go opposite. They look at the effect, okay? And in some cases, they even forget the cause. That is the most, I would say, widespread logical fallacy which is out there. We'll take different examples. For example, like I have seen, I'll give you one more example in social circles. What happens? People are like, they very sarcastically, some people call girls as didis in the YouTube reels, Instagram reels, etc. Like some girl is going, she falls off the bike and she gets hurt. People like, didi gir gayi. And that is how, memers do that to create fun. But that's not funny actually. The problem is, that's a logical fallacy. The fallacy is simple because Males had better access to technology. That is why they captured girls falling more than guys, and that is what they promoted on the social media. The consumers feel that girls are bad drivers. Now, that's logical fallacy. You get that? That's called availability bias. Getting it? The same thing happens when I have seen, when I talk about, when I say I have some friends from Russia. So Russian has, this word has been misused a lot in social media, that I am at the brink of, breakdown, that I feel so bad about the Russian citizens. They have been our friends. Russian hai, Russian. This is something which is again a logical fallacy, because somehow, I won't go into the details, but you understand it now. Logical fallacy, one is cause precedes effect, that is people go opposite of it. Other is availability bias. Availability bias. You know what? When people see something for a lot of time, they start believing that is the truth. That is availability bias. You understand that? Do you get that? I'll give you an example of availability bias. I like to give an example of that, the social media reels. Do you realize that you agree to me? Nobody's commenting anything. And then there is one thing called survivorship bias. You know what happens here? I'll draw a parallel to this. Survivorship bias is like, when people say कि पुराने दिनों में अच्छा खाना हुआ करता था, लोग बहुत ज़िंदा रहते थे, हमारे दादाजी, हमारे ये लोग 100 साल ज़िंदा रहे, 120 साल ज़िंदा रहे. All right, that's again survivorship bias. What is that? We only remember the people who survived, but life expectancy has actually increased right now in 21st century due to development of medical sciences. People do not understand that. उन्हें पुराना वो लगा बहुत अच्छा था पहले, अब अच्छा नहीं है. It's not the thing. Just that we are biased because we can only remember people who actually survived, not the ones who died early. So there are so many biases, so many logical fallacies that are there, which this is something which people don't talk about. They'll talk about, okay, let's do the academic stuff, let's solve all these sets, let's watch the solutions, but still people are not good logical reasoning. What IMs are looking at? Are they looking at logicians? Do they want mathematicians? Not really. They want sane-minded people who understand the effect and the cause, and they understand what anomalies can be there. So we cannot, like these days people talk about Gen Zs are lazy but technically great. Millennials are the ones who created everything. Gen X, I posted a LinkedIn update also yesterday about the same thing. These are all biases, and these biases make stereotypes, and that is how people tend to, tend to stop their thinking, the logical process of thinking things. There is something which should be very much practiced from day one. DILR CAT में अच्छा अपने आप हो जाएगा. The first thing you should be doing is, practicing a logical approach in whatever you see, whatever you hear, whatever you say. Is that right? And power of words is it goes beyond what you can imagine. Whatever you say in this comment section also, like some people comment things which they should not comment about. Okay, fun is funny, banters are okay. But when they do that, those words resonate in the minds of people, impressionable people. And obviously the logical mindset goes haywire. So one thing that you need to do is, first of all, the most important thing is that you have to be logical. And you'd promise me that once you start practicing logical analysis to everything, automatically the other things I'll take care of. Okay? You understand that? We'll also talk about things, which you see in daily lives. That what is happening. People say, okay, everybody is, against me. Everybody is criticizing me. But that's the story of everyone. Everyone feels the same thing for everyone. The reason is all people are somehow biased. Do you get that? So clear that biases, clear the stereotypes. You always need to think about a problem, be it academic, be it personal, be it professional, from a logical perspective, keeping cause and effect wala relation in sync with your analysis. Also, these biases which tend to, the gender biases, the biases of age, the biases of generations, all these biases. I'm not giving you some kind of motivational gyan. No, I'm not doing that. This is actually what logical reasoning section demands. Have you ever thought why IIMs, test you in quantitative ability, or VARC or LRDI? They're looking for logical people. That's it, nothing else. Is that clear? That's the reason won't score 100% in any of those sections. That's not possible. Even if you score 40%, you get the IIMs. Clear? So, once you clear all of this, then only I'll tell you the right approach. See, I believe in strategies, but you know what? I believe in sharing a strategy only when people are ready to listen to the strategy. Alright? And they listen to it once they have their minds open. So promise me that, and I'll keep on sharing strategies with you, maybe weekly, fortnightly, monthly. I'll do that. Do you promise me that? Promise me that, and there is where I would end this session. And I hope you enjoyed this. Current paid course is obviously different. This is for the orientation, understanding of the LRDI sessions. But obviously, this is something you tend to understand, that how we approach a problem. Ananya, all DI, you mean I as a person, or you're saying all LRD? Obviously, we'll be covering all of it. And because, I take all the sections, I take VR, LRDI, Quant, so but I cannot take all of it. So there are a lot of other faculty members who are experts in their fields. I will take some sessions, like algebra is something which I take always. LRDI, love paths, and VRC, I might be dealing with the philosophical essays sometime in your personal interview. So don't worry about that. We have got you covered. We have real experts. And the thing is, all we need is to have a logical mindset, and that everything will fall in place. Reasoning group link, there's no reasoning group link. There's a book. And in the description box, there is a WhatsApp group. Just go and join that if you have not. Today, I will definitely post the link to that book. All right. Shamiki, Eon SS Simplified. I think I saw some playlist on YouTube sometime. I'll keep this in mind. If I get that playlist, link to that playlist where they were simplifying the Eon SS, I'll just share that with you. Okay? But till the time, in the meantime, till the time I find that playlist, you can start with reading the Eon SS and trying to write all the phrases and words which you find difficult. All right, and also try to summarize it. Yashika, I was waiting when all the people have watched Vedic Maths Part 1, which I think most of you have done, at least 70% of you have done, so I'll take it within this week. चारों नहीं 2x2 मत करो, वो तो बहुत आसान हो जाएगा. स्टार्ट विद एटलीस्ट 4x4, देन मूव ऑन टू 9x9. ओके. Shravani, for easy it should be less than 2 minutes. For medium it should be 2 to 4 minutes. For difficult it should be 5 to 7 minutes in the beginning. Neha, discuss that with me on a on a one-to-one session. कि क्यों नहीं हो पा रहा? I'll have to talk to you more regarding this. अभी इस comment का पे मैं बहुत ज़्यादा जवाब दे नहीं पाऊँगा because I need more data to analyze that. The way your routine should be, if you tend to miss something, rewatch that part of the class and then practice the similar questions from the dashboard. Manushka, तुमने बहुत महान काम 16x16 किया. Very good. Okay then. Bye bye everyone. Take care.